Kenya politics. What is the state of affairs? What is the state of the nation today as we speak? What is really happening behind the scenes? Can we grasp what it is? Can we have a bird's eye view on it and understand exactly what is unfolding? That is exactly what my show is about today. Regulars will know that on a very regular basis on this channel, we normally have a state of the nation video, where we take a bird's eye view so that we can understand better. You know, if you take a drone up there to look down on what's happening down here, you will see many things that you're not able to see when you're down here and in the thick of things. You see so many things, and more importantly, you also see, if you're traveling down a road, exactly and precisely where you're going, the direction where you're going, where it will lead you. And this is what my video is about today. Karibu sana to a very interesting show, as usual. The Ruto administration has now been in power for close to 3 months. And in this short time, this administration has faced many challenges. And most of these challenges are huge. Okay? But what is even more interesting is the fact that many of these crises, challenges facing this government, are self-created. That is, the government took a decision that created a crisis. And this has not happened only once. It has already happened several times. And we are barely 3 months into this administration. So what do you expect, honestly? Especially if you're a UDA damo, you're a UDA supporter. What do you honestly expect is going to happen if this is the way we have started? You tell me. And please, I prefer the truth, the naked truth. If you think it is okay, you can tell me so in the comments area below. I'll appreciate that. As you all know, we welcome all kinds of views on this channel. We don't know everything. We don't insist that our view is right. We also appreciate your view. If you see things differently, that's okay. We don't have to be enemies. Now, I know World Cup fever has gripped many people. Not all of us, but many of us. And I'm afraid I'm no exception, because my team is playing tomorrow. I'm a supporter of the Samba Boys. Now, in case you don't know who the Samba Boys are, that's the Brazilian national team. The most entertaining soccer you'll get anywhere. I've followed them for years. And before me, my political lecturer, who supported this team in the 50s and 60s, at its peak, when we had legends like Pele playing, and other legends who are not so well known today, but were equally brilliant and entertaining. People like Garincha, who was deformed, that's right. One of his legs was shorter than the other one. But many still consider him today as the best dribbler in football history. Now, I just wanted to give you a heads up because I have a video that talks about Garincha and also talks about Edson Arantes do Nascimento, better known as Pele, and his rise to stardom as a minor. He was only 17 years old when he played in his first World Cup. And his is an amazing, mind-blowing Cinderella story. The son of a poor toilet cleaner, oh yes, who rose to stardom. Today Pele is a multi-billionaire, because of his soccer talent. Not because of 1 or 2 corruption deals, Kenyans please take note, but because of his God-given talent, extraordinary talent. I've put a link to that video in the description area below, and I also put another link, those visual links that come in at the end of the video, on the top left hand corner of this screen as this video ends. So if you're interested, if you're a soccer fan, please find time to take it in. It's right here on this Kumekucha Chris channel. But for now, let's deal with the politics. Politics moto sana, moto kuliko pasi ya makaa. Because what is happening and where we're headed is going to affect all of us, not just UDA supporters, Azimio supporters, and even the neutral. It's going to affect all of us. And therefore, in my opinion, it is important to understand and to have clarity about what is happening and where it is taking us. So karibu sana to my show and twende kazi. It is very possible as a government to make decisions that create a crisis. Oh yes, because running a government is not easy, and therefore when you're running a government you need to make your decisions carefully. And it is very possible, if you make the wrong decisions, instead of moving forward the agenda, you will create a crisis that will completely bog you down, take you back. And of course, a perfect example of this was the decision that was made by President Ruto very early on, before he had his own cabinet, before he had even appointed a CS for agriculture, before he had even settled into State House as head of state. He decided to lift the ban on GMO. Now that decision has created a crisis that is ongoing. People are going to court, people are organizing demonstrations, people have gone into a panic because the first ship carrying maize, that is GMO maize, has already docked in Mombasa. Indeed, this is such a huge crisis, much bigger than most imagine, because it has even touched the president's stronghold, bedrock of political support. And of course I'm talking about the Rift Valley and the farmers there, many of whom have had a bumper harvest and have chosen, instead of selling their maize, to hang on to it, to wait for prices to go up. And the timing of these maize imports means that those prices, instead of going up, will fall like a stone as soon as cheaper imported maize hits the market. But let's stick to the politics. In a situation like that of the president, where you have suspect support around the country, getting to a situation like this, where the bedrock of your support is firing barbs at you, criticizing you for a decision, is definitely not a good thing. And this is precisely what is happening currently. Indeed, these are all the signs that tell you there's a huge danger of this government running its course before being in office for even a year. That's really what it is. That is the clear writing on the wall. But if it was only one crisis, just one, caused by a decision by this government, then things would not have been that bad. Just one crisis. Sort it out. Reverse your position. Try and recover. Yeah, it would have been easy. However, that is not the case. We have several decisions that are brewing into serious national crisis. Let me just give you another example. The decision to force former DCI boss George Kinoti to resign, and then after that to go after him. Now it is instructive that recently the UDA government has reversed that decision. Yeah, they've tried to go back on it. And we have heard that now Bwana Kinoti has been forgiven. But the damage has already been done. In fact, we've been left trying to deal with the damage. Because you see, the security sector is very sensitive. And Bwana Kinoti, of course, had his own delicate setup of how he was keeping crime at bay. Officers loyal to him, people who owed their position to Kinoti throughout the force and indeed throughout the country. And this very delicate situation was disturbed, by the decision the president took to go after Kinoti. Should it now surprise anybody that we're having a very serious problem of crime going overboard? Should it? You know, Azimio leader Raila Amolo Odinga has been quoted as having said that the president, even before he became president, developed a personal grudge, very personal, against George Kinoti, former DCI boss. And if what Raila is saying is true, then we can conclude that the whole DCI Manenos was an emotional executive decision. Now, anywhere in the world, there is a huge risk in making emotional decisions. Even in a company, a small business, a small organization, when you make emotional decisions, you create a huge risk for yourself and the survival of the organization. And a good example is the security problem we're facing of crime, the upsurge in crime, which can be traced back to a decision that was made that shocked many people and has now been reversed. But it is too late because the consequences are still unfolding and they have to be dealt with. Therefore, you make an emotional decision, what results is a crisis. You make another decision, what results is a crisis. How are you going to survive? You tell me. Now, I have a feeling that we don't all appreciate the impact of decisions made by a head of state of any country. We don't fully understand it. So let me break it down so that it's as clear as day. I'm sure you've taken in several movies where the theme is about a human trying to play God. And in one of these movies, somebody was so saddened about the passing on of somebody. And therefore they were given an opportunity to play God, to be able to reverse that event and bring this one person back to life. Guess what happened? Because that person did not pass on as they were supposed to, it resulted in so many serious problems and so many other deaths as a direct result of this person staying alive. You see, everything is connected. Just like we have a very delicate balance in nature, spiritually and in life and in everything, there is a very delicate balance and everything is connected. When one thing happens, it affects so many other things, many of which you do not see. And so what happened in several of these movies with the same theme was that that person who brought this other loved person back to life was forced to go back to the earlier decision, because any other decision brought disaster. But the passing on of this person was one tragedy. It did not bring any other disasters, or it did not bring in as many other disasters as this person staying alive. Now that's an example involving the entire world, which is connected. But on a smaller scale, where we're talking about the head of state, the president of a country, or the king of a kingdom, every decision they take has massive consequences. And therefore, every decision taken should be carefully looked at. And possible repercussions, possible consequences, thought of well ahead of that decision being made. Now, when you choose to make an emotional decision, you will never let the facts of the matter, the repercussions, and the consequences of whatever decision you want to make get in the way of your emotions. Yeah, that is a sad fact. And the result is always disaster. In summary, in very few words, to summarize the state of the nation today, the nation called Kenya, we can say the following. We now have a country where most of the decisions which are being made are creating a crisis, a national crisis. And this is happening even before the government settles down, before the new administration settles down, and even before it faces the normal crisis any government would face, that is external, coming from other factors. That is the state of our nation today. And that is the truth. Indeed, ni ukweli ambao umetolewa surali. Naked truth. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.